Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for December 8th, 2024. And of course, this week we had lots of Transformers news, like always, but we got to see some pictures of things we've been hearing about and talking about, and of course, mainline Masterpiece and Legends. There's some new Turtles. Another week, more Turtles. I think we've already covered this before, but we'll go more into detail, as in price, like $100, as in size, as in 6.29 inches, those kinds of things. And then I don't really talk about Marvel Legends much, but there's a whole lot of reveals. I'm going to touch on those just for fun this week. They look kind of cool, actually. And now you can order this guy, so we'll be talking about it. I know people were excited when the pictures first showed up, but nobody knew when you could pre-order it. Now you can pre-order it or order it now at several places. It's not an exclusive, I don't think. And then Ramen Toy coming out with their 80s Commander. Pre-orders up for this guy, 2 different color versions. We're definitely going to talk about this, of course. In Star Wars, very little product to talk about. There's a little bit of product to talk about. Mostly this week, the new thing was Skeleton Crew, this new show. It's got some ups and downs and downs and downs. We'll talk about this and more coming up. Alright, what's new with Shozi Store right now? We have the X-Transbots MX47S Ron Ironhide Shattered Glass version, $2 down, no price just yet, but looks pretty cool. And if you like these figures, I doubt Fans Toys is going to be doing recolors like this as fast and quickly as X-Transbots does. And their Shattered Glass Ratchet MX48S Ratlift Ratchet Shattered Glass version, and it looks pretty cool. $2 down for that one. Also, X-Transbots has kind of been hinting at these for a bit, but now we've got official pics. They don't look bad. And their fantastic model FMO2 Marge, it says it's sold out. It's what happens when they start processing orders. Mine has not shipped yet. I've paid for it. I'm still waiting for it to ship, and then I'll take a look at it. I've had a lot of people ask me this past week if I've got mine yet, or if mine's shipped. Mine is not shipped. Just want to be transparent on that, but $229 is the price there. And it's a little cheaper than some of the other places. So $229. I've seen this. We've got a picture, a side-by-side comparison picture we're going to see later on. But just wanted to kind of point this out where Shozi is with mine. And I am looking forward to this thing. So I want to start out with Masterpiece. But this is not Masterpiece. It's G1. It's the missing link. And I think it's really the biggest news going on this week is the official pre-orders are up for this. Yes, they're up at Shozi Store. And you can get them for $1 down. Don't know the full-on price just yet for these guys, but they do look really good. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to them. Here's a new one versus a vintage G1, so you can just see the comparison. So they look the same yet different, and it's the how close to the same that they are, or that they appear, but yet how different they really will be is the impressive part of this. But it does reinvigorate people like myself for completing G1 stuff, or just kind of doing more with my G1 collection is really what it's going to do for me. And it's exciting, it's fun, and I do look forward to it. So I've got both of those pre-ordered, and you can pre-order them right now at Shozi Store. This week we also saw I don't know what you call these. They're official images, but are they official images? They're more of just kind of like a hype photo, and then down the road we get better pictures of them. Still, it's kind of cool, it's kind of fun, and I like these because you see both modes in one shot. And with that, they look good. And I'm excited for the future of this line. And I don't know if everyone's excited about this, but I certainly am. And since we're talking about Missing Link, I just want to say at one of these conventions that we had this past week, there's pictures. So I want to just kind of put this one picture here of the Missing Link, Bumblebee. And for whatever reason, they were doing them with their backs to each other. And it's kind of a cool idea how they did it, but it's not good for photography purposes. But anyway, there it is. Exciting stuff. These are shipping right now, so I should have those pretty soon to review. All right, King Toys is coming out with a figure they call their Blackenade. Am I reading that right? But it's interesting. It's Trans HTA HCZ001. And people are thinking it's a deluxe Insecticon chop shop, but of course highly stylized, but still looking pretty good overall. And so that's one of the things about this. It does look that good, and it has those pinchers at the top, and it's got the kibble on the arms and the shoulders, kind of like you'd expect with a Chop Shop figure. And nobody else is doing these. It'll be much more apparent when you see color on it, but still pretty cool they're doing it. Here's the alt mode, and it's really, really evident in the alt mode what they're going for and what they're trying to do here. And it's cool. Now, I'm not sure size, because their figures are usually quite huge. I wouldn't want these to tower over all other Insecticons. I think maybe an inch taller would be good. I mean, it's kind of how the vintage ones were a bit taller than the original 3, and so that would make sense. But I wouldn't want it to be 10 inches tall. So, don't have idea on any of that. Just some pictures so far, and it does look pretty cool. Also, they have their Long Yan O2 Peter Howl. It's basically their swoop. And the thing about this one is that we finally got it with all the color on it. And it does look significantly different with the color on it. And it looks pretty cool. It's cool. I'm a swoop lover. That's my favorite Dinobot. But I'm not sure I'm in on this because it is so stylized. So it's such a departure from swoop. But it looks cool. And the alt mode is where it shines. I really do think it shines in the alt mode. And yeah, the legs that are just kind of dangling there, you can tuck them up and have it perch better than that if you wanted to. Which in flight mode, I'd probably keep them perched also. I think that would look better. But there's a lot of real throwback elements to it. It does look pretty good, especially with paint. It looks a whole lot better. I may be in on this because I got a soft spot for swoop. More updates on the biggest Metroplex ever made for an actual retail sell or to sell to the public. And that's W Resources, or also known as Lewin Resources. They also made that giant 36-inch or something along that lines of Optimus Prime upscale. And so they know what they're doing with big bots. And so I would trust this being a solid bot. But more and more parts here as they're building this thing. And then one question comes to mind. I can't get any concrete evidence or information about two things. Well, number one is the price. People say it's either $1,000 or $1,500. Well, that's a big difference in price. And it's also, not everybody's want to drop $1,000 on a figure, right? The other thing is it shipping in one box or is it shipping in 2 boxes? And here it says 3-1. Is it shipping in 3 boxes? I mean, I don't know. But look at all them boxes. This is one product filling up a warehouse because it's that big. Okay, so what's going on this week is the Cybertron Con, and this is a 24 exclusive Masterpiece MP15 Brawl, packaging, sleeve, and poster images. And just makes me think this is like a reissue in maybe slightly different paint apps, I guess, in different packaging. Is that what's going on? I don't really follow the live action Masterpiece stuff as close as I probably should, but it's something going on. So there's a lot more Cybertron Con stuff coming. Most of it, oddly enough, is Hasbro. Okay, we got Yellow Park, and this is a color version of the AMK Pro Series Mirage, and that's how he looks. And he looks pretty good. I'm tempted, even though I'm not really in on the Rise of the Beast stuff at all. I'm tempted just because he looks pretty cool, and I really like what they're doing with this line, the AMK Pro Series, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. But if I bought this, then I'd probably want to buy a whole bunch more Rise of the Beast, which is the reason I haven't yet. But I still think it looks cool. I like the white and the blue and the red and kind of how it contrasts with silver. It looks pretty cool. Then we've got 3-0 with their Deluxe Transformers Ironhide and Jazz prototypes. Now, Deluxe for them, because all this stuff really gets confusing, but I believe that means it's like the 11-inch, the bigger stuff. Like it's larger, not like their 3-0 smaller ones where they're the minis. Those are the minis that would be about on the same scale or close to the same scale as what Yellow Park's doing with their MK Pro Series. So these are big guys, and they look pretty cool in grayscale. Definitely will look better with paint, in my opinion. And looking at this, though, Ironhide, that was one of the cooler designs I thought of the 07 movie. And this one, he looks a bit on the bulky side in the midsection. I always thought he was a little sleeker in the midsection, had a broader chest with those, with the front end of the truck up there. But anyhow, the Jazz looks pretty cool too. So good looking figures if you're into this stuff. Right, Kara MP Power Master. This is the God Genrai kind of thing they have going on. Here's the thing. This looks really good with paint. I don't think we've seen it fully painted up before, or if we did, the pictures were kind of grainy. This is a very clear picture, and I think it looks really good overall. And I think the consensus is it does look better or more accurate than what KFC did. Even though KFC did a decent job, people are saying it's better. I got my money on this one, and I'm putting this one. I don't think I need this one and the KFC one at the same time, so I'm just doing the one, but it looks pretty cool. Here's another even closer up picture to see what it looks like just in the individual bot mode, and that looks great. That does look great. And people get mad when I say that I feel like this rights a wrong from my childhood, because I was so disappointed in the Power Master Prime. I had it, I did very little with it. It just stood there as just decoration for the most part. And this one is going to give you what I would have liked to have had out of that when I was a kid. And here we go with this full-on one. I think Fans Hobby did one. Is it Fans Hobby that did one also? And people like that one too. But I think this is giving us more of what I would want out of it. And I think it looks great. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how it does and how it performs. But I mean, Takara is good at making figures. And it looks like they put a lot of resources into this. So I would expect it to be pretty awesome. Also, there's this Takara T-Spark Karakuri statue, and I didn't see a transformed version of it, but this one, I believe it transforms, or there's a way to transform it, to change it just on that plate, but it's not removable from the base. It's stuck to that base. So it's a statue / you can turn it into the alt mode, I believe. That's how it goes. Haven't seen this thing in action yet, so that's something I look forward to seeing. Still pretty cool overall, and I'm not in on it though. Yeah, that's that. I mean, it's cool to watch from afar, right? Now, I do want to throw a quick shout out to TM Reviews. Sony over there doing great work, and this is the one picture of his that I'm going to use, and it's showing on the left is Fans Toys Marge. Tell them Large Marge sent you. And then on the right there is X Transbots, and I still cannot believe that you could put a figure inside of armor and make it thinner than a figure that is just an all-in-one transformation. And the way they did it, though, well, it's intriguing how they did it. Basically, the whole top is just a cube, and then you have the inside Prime, his arms tuck away and stuff. So that's interesting thought how they did that. So it does look sleeker and slimmer. Now, I do plan on getting my hands on these, and I'm reserving judgment about which one I like better till I have Fans Toys in hand. And with it, I think that both are great options, but one's going to have to be a winner in the end, right? I think most of you that are subscribed to my channel are also subscribed to TM Reviews, but if not, go check it out. He's got like 3 videos of this up and doing great work on it. All right, here we go with New Age in the Legend scale. They're reissuing their Darius, but it's with a different color variant. It's the H22U. I believe it's supposed to be a movie deco, and I mean, looking at mine, I can't tell. I like to color mine better. So I like the deeper purple, but I don't think this is bad either. Here's the way I see this situation. If you missed out on the last one and you want to pick this one up and then maybe the last one's sold out, it's a good time to get it. And I think it looks good. It looks fine. I just prefer the deeper, darker purple. The other thing I like about New Age is the fact they give you all those options right up front, and they say, well, we're making 6 different color variations. You pick so you're not getting the wrong one or feel shafted. I mean, not all companies do that. So, I mean, I'm going to give props to New Age or Magic Square whenever they do well. Here's another one, which I'm kind of wishing I would have picked up the standard version, just to kind of see how it felt in hand and looked. I just always liked the look of the Magic Square better in pictures, but I'm liking the lower legs on this better than the Magic Square's lower legs. And the only other whole hang-up was the height, but according to the numbers, the height's similar. So this is a good looking figure. Now this one here is actually the shattered glass version. So a lot of shattered glass. Lots of glass getting shattered this week with these figures. And then we've got the alt mode for it, which looks good. And I'm not sure, does New Age light up? It looks like it lights up. But since I don't have it, I haven't handled it. And I didn't even watch any reviews on it or anything. So I think it looks like it does. Looks like a little light up LED in there. But it's kind of cool looking figure overall. I just re-reviewed the Magic Square one Yeah, of course, that's a good one, too. All right, so there was an event, and there's Cybertron Con this past week, and there were some cool pictures out of it. This is the actual picture of Superion that's coming. Superion is my favorite combiner. Do I think this is better than Combiner Wars? A little early to tell. I think they've done some things better, and some things Combiner Wars still does well. So overall, I think the overall combined mode, once it's done, will be more appealing, but that's not really 100% sure right there. Here are two of the other ones that we've got. Was it Slingshot and Air Raid? Is that the two that's in here? Anyway, we've got a couple of them here to take a look at. You do see, of course, the Hasbro waffling on the inside. You do see all that good stuff, but overall, they don't look bad. It isn't on the level of what we were getting with Minosaur and what we're probably going to be getting with Devastator. I don't know. I don't think they're bad. Maybe I'm too spoiled with third party, and my expectations got to come down. But I'm definitely getting these, so it's not a question of if, it's just a question of when. Okay, here's Silverbolt. Silverbolt in his base mode. That's what you can do with the torso, is turn it into a base mode. I don't think they really had to work too hard to try to like break their leg with the whole situation, but and then here he is just on his own. Silverbolt. It looks a bit chalky, almost like it's soap. The white plastic looks like soap. I'm thinking that might just be the picture, and it'll look better in the retail version. But I also want to show off this back of the box, which shows Superion mostly combined. I mean, you can build Superion without any of the other figures, and he looks good enough, but then again, you got to clip the other figures on to make them look correct. And then there is the back of the box shows you quite a bit, which is pretty important in my opinion. Here's some more of the Cybertron Con pictures, and this shows prototypes that they had. So they said some sort of a Beast Wars planet that's on the left there, and then is a Beast Wars Unicron. Is that what that's supposed to be? And then there's other prototypes that they had in here on display, which is really, really cool that they had that on display. The prototype Galvatron and all that. I'm trying not to show stuff that I've shown 6 or 7 times in the past, unless there's something new to it, like it's added color or it's better. But here's an RC. This is YOLO Park, and I believe it's an AMK Pro Series RC, but I think it looks pretty good overall. A cool looking one. It's not really the G1 version, it's one of the other versions, but still looks cool. Wanted to point that one out. Also, this is their G1-esque Bumblebee though, and so I think that one looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I think the shoulders are a bit bigger than I'd expect, and the feet are a little bit bigger than I'd like, but again, got to see it in color, got to see it in hand. That's the stuff I want to see. Also, the YOLO Park Clear Optimus Prime that was on show was on display at this event, and it's one that I probably won't be able to get my hands on. It's a tough one. I think it was either it's an exclusive just for this event or whatever. I'll be checking Show Z every day though. Maybe they'll get one in and I'll be able to pick one up. They also had their Bump of Chicken Optimus Prime up for, this is another con exclusive I think, or it was just shown off at the con or revealed, but it's Bump of Chicken music group, and the colors match them and their symbol and all that kind of stuff. It is a crossover. They don't just do crossovers that we know over here. They do lots of crossovers that we don't know much about over there, and I'm sure it sells well. Interesting color scheme. It's just something different. It's another Prime, another week. There's lots of reveals. I'm trying to kind of group them into similarities, but it's just all over the place with the pictures just hitting hard from this convention. This is Star Optimus Prime, and I didn't catch if he's going to be a commander class. I would think he looks like a big one. I don't know if he's commander or if he's going to be the leader. I would hope he's leader because he was leader last time they put him out, but then I'm thinking that things change financially. It might be. But this is Age of Primes. So this is another thing that was sort of revealed there, and I still don't have all the details, but Age of Prime seems to be like the next generation of this stuff. They showed off a lot of character art, and they called the Age of Primes the Awakening of the Primes as an official video to show off a lot of these pictures. And so with that, I guess I'll kick this off and show some pictures. I picked the best I could find. This is Megatronus the Fallen, who is supposed to be the most powerful of the Primes. And looks pretty cool. Does kind of get a bit of a G2 Megatron vibe going. Not the color scheme, but the alt mode does feel like a G2 alt mode. Then we've got here with Solus Prime, and that's what Solus Prime looks like. The packaging for Solus Prime. This is looks to be a deluxe version, and there wasn't really a ton of information about this. This one here is Autobot Red Alert, so it's in the Age of the Primes figure packaging, but he's obviously not a Prime. And then we've got Prima Prime. That's a double entendre. We've got Waspinator, is definitely not a Prime, but in the line, and I guess not everyone's going to be a Prime. I mean, you can't have everyone as a Prime, right? They also showed off Aerialbot packaging. Looking at the air raid over here, looking pretty cool. And then I think they had the other one. Well, we got Silverbolt. Silverbolt's Commander class. And I guess they're showcasing Silverbolt, but showing the combined mode. So, you know, you get the combined parts with it and all that. $90, Commander class. Here's Slingshot and his packaging. What to expect going forward. Now, I do want to kind of slide into the Grimlock. Now, this is the G2 Grimlock, which we knew was coming, and a very good repaint. I'm definitely picking one up. Definitely got to pick up a G2 Grimlock. And this might be the only way I catch a bigger size G2 Grimlock. Because unless Magic Square does it when they put theirs out, because I don't see Fanstoys putting theirs out again. I don't see Gigapower doing anything right now. I don't know what's going on with Gigapower. Wish they would. Here is the Dino mode, and I think it works really well, and especially since I missed out on the G2 one with New Age, I'm not going to miss this one. Pretty cool stuff. Here is the little wheelie inclusion, and it's still terrible. Like, all I got to do is put a knee joint on it, and it'd be okay figure, an okay inclusion. So all it really needs is a little knee joint, but it's too much to ask, I guess. Now there's a Transformer Sonic collaboration that's coming. It's a Blue Booster and Wingtail official promotional videos out there somewhere floating around. If you're in on this, this is a Sonic crossover. Not something for me, though. Not something for me. There's the alt mode for one of them. It is served up to you in a 2-pack. You don't buy them separately. You buy them as a 2-pack. And then I'm going to say the alt mode looks like Lightning McQueen except blue instead of red. So there it is. That is the Sonic crossover if you're interested in that. There's also pre-orders up for the Karatomi. Some of these things. Okay, crossover. Mandalorian and the Starfighter. The Studio Series. We have the Double Punch, Dark of the Moon Hatchet, G1 Galvatron, Rise of the Beast, Ape Link, and Voyager Skywarp for Studio Series. Then there's Takara Tomy Mall exclusives with the Bumblebee Yellow Clear version and the Nemesis Prime and the Throne Collection. Alright, Ramen Toy Antagonist Scientist, and it's up for pre-order right now. If you want to pre-order this, I suggest you do $70 for the early bird. Now, once they change the price to normal pricing, it'll be $100 a figure. But I would suggest to order a few things that you might want from Ramen at once to consolidate down shipping costs, and that usually does work out pretty well. But this looks really good. I'm going to get one of each because I like both looks. I like the fact that I kind of like the one on the right. I like the bright colors better, but I also like the silvery weapons better. So it's kind of a catch-22 on that. But they both look good for their own reasons, and it's kind of cool. They are also hinting at reissuing the, what is that, the Hacker? Their antagonist Cyborg. They also showed off this picture here that shows some cool stuff. It is some mock-ups of their 80s commanders. But look up there, you see in a paint scheme, a painted prototype of 3-0, which is awesome. Height comparison next to the Marshal. So that's actually going to be a pretty big figure. It looks good. So I'm looking forward to that. Now that one's not up for pre-order just yet. And then you can see over to the right there, you've got some of their own proprietary figures. They're just kind of reusing some molds to make their own toy line, which is kind of cool too. I'm in on the purple traumatizer looking character though. That looks pretty cool. And there is also a Musk. They're working on their Musk still, and they're working on their vans, and a lot of cool stuff going on from them. So I guarantee this: if you buy one of their Musks, which is kind of their sewer display, they're not going to send you two and demand you mail one back. I mean, that's not going to happen. And this has a top, middle, and a bottom. All right, we've got Skelecon here, and he is up for pre-order at Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, $24, $23.99, and it's more or less just it's pieced together of parts of Skeletor and other figures, and then a new head, and voila, a new character. It's a Skelecon. Anyway, if you're interested in getting this, pick it up. I know when I first saw the first picture and covered it, I had no idea about pre-orders yet, so now they are live. I did check. They are available to pre-order, Entertainment Earth and BBTS. Alright, so we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 1/12 scale figures by Ling Ji-hoon. And the thing about them is the style looks very similar to the Joy Toy style, but the Joy Toys were 1/18 scale. This is 1/12 scale. So 6.29 inches tall. And they are expensive. They're $100 each. Now, I'm not even sure where you order them from or pre-order them just yet. Pre-order links at BBTS, Toy Geek, Chosen Prime. By the way, I've been seeing this Toy Geek. I think that is TF Source. I think Toy Geek is TF Source. Just putting that out there for those of you might want to look into it. A lot of you might say, duh. But I just found that out this past week too. So there's a lot of Marvel Legends stuff. This is up for pre-order now for all of these figures, which some of them, here's my problem with Marvel Legends. I know I've seen some of this stuff in the past, and then it's just kind of like, well, then they're putting it back out again and all that kind of stuff. But Spider-Boy, Agent Venom, Spider-Man Unlimited, Marvel's Kane? Is that Kane? Electro. Anyway, these are up for pre-order if you're interested. And forgive me because I don't really know all these characters, but it says this is the X-Men 2025 wave of Acolyte, AOA, Gambit, X-Force, Nightcrawler, Husk, Extreme Wolverine, X-Factor Cyclops, Marrow, Nemesis, BAF, Build-A-Figure of Nemesis, and then there's some teasers of Staff Webbing Blades, and Charles Xavier, exclusives, Charles Xavier, Spider-Man 77 at Walmart, and then Lizard No Way Home Amazon. If you're interested, Charles Xavier will be a Target exclusive. A lot of the Star Wars stuff is going on, well, it's not really sell. Like, they couldn't sell it at Pulse, and so now they've moved it to Entertainment Earth. That's how it looks. Like, it wasn't exclusive. Once was an exclusive, is now everywhere. Is that a sign of a strong brand, of doing well? No, not at all. That's not at all a good sign whatsoever. And then what I'm about to show you is probably going to pop up at Ross and Ollie's, and I'm not even sure I'd be buying them there for $10 each. But this is the Skeleton Crew figures. Again, they're up for sale on Amazon. Neil at Addon, Fern, KB, Wim, Jod, and Captain Brutus. Now, I know more about this because I actually watched part of the show, the first 2 episodes. So I will talk about that, but then I got something else to talk about. Before we go there, there's a pre-order for this. According to yakface.com, Amazon Entertainment Earth have the Kelnaka figure, and this is, I guess, a deluxe Black Series, because it's $33.99, so it's a bigger one. Anyway, it's a character from the Acolyte show. Alright, as my wife just recently got to Disney Plus, and we're watching as a family the Star Wars, and we're actually catching up on Bad Batch too. We're not quite there yet, but Watch The Acolyte. I think it's fine. It's not the greatest ever, but it's not the worst. This is definitely targeting children. It is definitely targeting children between the ages of like 6 and 7 to about 12 or 13 at oldest. And with that, that's what they're doing. But here's the weird thing, and before I get into this, of course, I believe in freedom for everyone. I believe in inclusion for everyone. And I believe that everybody, do what you got to do to be you and have fun and enjoy life, right? That's the way I feel. So I'm just going to let you guys read this. I'm not really going to talk about it so much about what the specifics are, but in episode 3, they're going to inject this messaging that they do all the time. Disney does this. Now, from a business standpoint, I'm going to say if you're going to keep making content and alienating 93% of your audience for one reason or another, I have no idea why they keep doing this, by the way. It's not really inclusion. It is alienation of 93% of your population. Then what if, just what if, every other company that fails to satisfy the demand of their customers fails and goes bankrupt? And what if that happened to Disney? All these wonderful franchises and properties would be freed up for people that actually care about the properties and will actually do good with them. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. People like myself could use this stuff without fear of retribution against from Disney beating us down. Because if I wanted to use a clip of a movie or something, I wouldn't have to worry that is this going to be a big problem. And that would be awesome. But again, that's probably never going to happen. Disney's got too deep of pockets for now. But we'll see Tuesday if on Tuesday they go in and they do this stuff. Leave the kids alone. Let kids be kids and enjoy their childhoods, right? Anyway, that's the news I've got for this week. Let me know if I missed anything. If you could help me get a link to anything I'm missing, for missing link, that'd be awesome. I kind of love what they're doing this line. But great week of news, a lot of stuff going on, and I hope you guys got a little bit out of this. Like, subscribe. Titanium Hanger out.